I just finished building a workshop and a podcast studio in this shipping container, but it didn't always look like this. I think I managed to buy the worst shipping container on Facebook Marketplace. It was full of the most random things, including this homemade door. So the first job was cutting it out. Now I was very much on a budget for this project, so I definitely bought the cheapest grinder I could find, and Craig thought,
"Oh, Zito, you may as well have bought Ryobi."
Once all the cuts were made, it was time for the fun part. So much better. Alright, the hole has been cut. And now we're going to put the window in right now.
Let's do it. Roll. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, playing.
I also got this off Facebook Marketplace, and the best thing was, it was free.
What? I'm going.
Ta-da! So if you're a marketplace addict like I am, you're always looking for a deal, and I found this sliding door for $100, so I thought, hey, might as well put a sliding door in. I haven't got anything else to do. But the real issue was in the roof. The roof was full of rust and giant holes. Holy moly, it was a lot of work grinding the roof back, but using this rust converter, we got it all prepped for the new roof. Using the cutout from the sliding door, I decided to recycle it and use it on the roof to patch up the holes.
Oh, that was so easy. We're gonna get this 300 kilo piece of sheet metal over there.
Good thing I went to gym this week.
Good thing you ate your Weet-Bix this week.
We then glued down the sheets and screwed them off and made sure it was completely watertight. Alright, it's been a few weeks and now I've been prepping all week to paint the container. I've finally done it and I've just started painting this bad boy. So cue the time lapse. And just like that, the painting was finally done and it was time to start on the inside. Now, not one part of the inside of the container was square, flush, smooth. It looked like it had been hit by a forklift 100 times, so I decided to glue all these timber posts to the inside of the wall so I would have something to screw into. Once all the timber was up, I bought myself a staple gun and stapled all the insulation to the inside of the container. Yep, you guessed it, I got these boards off Marketplace for free and I started to clad the interior walls. You can probably see a few wires hanging out of the walls, and that's because before I did this, I ran all the wires for what I plan to do later on. Once the walls were up, it was time to do something with these floors. I mean, these things were disgusting. So I hired a floor sander from Bunnings and went to town, and then ended up using a polyurethane sealer to seal the floor. Alright, today we're at the Cragos Factory of Doom, and we're going to create a bit of an arch for the wall of the container. If you're new to the channel, I'm not a builder, I'm not a carpenter, I'm just literally winging it. I love DIY and I love building stuff. And last year I actually converted an ambulance into a camper van in this very factory. So if you want to check it out, check out my channel.
Want to see how cool this is? See, really strong piece.
Oh, revolutionary.
Wow.
That's sexy.
I couldn't believe it, but this thing fit like a glove, and it's actually the beginnings of the podcast studio. This may have been one of the hardest parts of the entire build. I mean, plying this thing by myself took hours. I used 10 posts to hold the plywood boards to the roof and then screwed them down. And a few times the plywood actually fell down and smashed into my face. Alright, we got the big dogs in today. We've got Dad painting the walls. Just when you thought the whole thing was going to be black, I decided to do a little green feature wall. At first, I actually hated the color green, but as it dried, it turned out a lot better.
Hey guys. Today we got Hot John here and we're putting up blinds on the giant windows.
One of us is putting up a blind.
Yeah, you're holding it up.
I'm holding it up.
You're holding it up like a haircut.
Thank you. Fresh. And yours coming in.
What are friends for, eh, John? Let's go. Wow.
So that call's good.
Grand success.
Alright, so today it's a very exciting day. We're going to set up a bunch of racket gear. We got workbenches, we got drawers, we got overhead cabinets. It's going to be a lot of work, but it's actually going to turn this container into a workshop. So the cool thing about this racket stuff is it all just clicks together, locks into place. I'm hoping you should go up pretty quickly. If you want to check out Racket, you can actually just get it from Bunnings, which is super awesome. Racket actually have this super useful tool on their website called the Racket Planner, where you can kind of design the layout of your workshop. So that's exactly what I did. So when I started setting everything up, I knew where it all had to go, and it was a super easy process. Oh my god, I can't remember the last time I had a workbench. This is very exciting. So now I'm going to use the workbench to build everything else, which is huge. So I've got these sick pegboards. All they do is clip together, clip to the side of the wall, and then it's done. So I'm going to set these up, put them in here. Look how sick these cabinets look. And then we're going to start on the other side. This side of the workshop is going to be the woodworking zone. So I'm building the woodwork table and some pegboards to hang my mountain boards. Well, lucky it's midnight tomorrow. So much stuff. But tomorrow we're going to finish off the rest of the workshop. Alright, we're back again. It's the next day, and today we're going to try and put these storage cabinets up on the wall. I've got a little bit of a temporary rig here. Hopefully it doesn't fall down and kill me. But here we go. Holy shit. You guys, the next one. Alright, next project. These look really good. This is one of the racket cabinets. I'm going to use this to store all my power tools. And the cool thing is it's got a lockable door so you can lock it away nice and safe. All the cabinetry was super easy to put together, and the next job was making some shelves for the podcast studio. Alright, today's a new day. I'm not sure if I ever showed, but I put a bunch of wiring in all of the walls, and I've run them all through into this wall where this cabinet's living. And I've gone ahead and built this little false wall here, put a battery in, and then I run all my wires to this control panel. So I'm gonna fix this together, and then I'm gonna set up my sick new stereo and put the solar in. Once the power is under control, it's time to add all my little knickknacks, whatever. They were getting added. If you're wondering what Radical Face is, it's actually my Instagram profile if you want to go check it out. Once I had everything nice and pretty and clean, I thought it would be a good idea to cut these giant holes in the roof for the surround sound system. The next step was tidying up the outside. I used some sealant to seal up around the doors and windows, and then adhered some plywood to the walls to finish everything up. This is kind of temporary, as this is all going to be covered up by another project I'll be working on in a new video soon.
All right, guys, we've finally done it. It's finally finished. It's gone from summer to winter. It's been about 6 months of working this thing on the weekends after work, but it's finally done. Are you ready for a little bit of a walkthrough? All right, welcome to Lucifer's Lounge. Come on in. Gotta dust the dirt off. So this is the podcast studio. Can you believe it? We're doing a podcast. There's gonna be a lot of rambling, but if you have any ideas for any cool things to talk about on the podcast, let us know. But we've got the cool table here, got some boards set up on the walls, got some old mountain board memorabilia. Over here we've got some epic old vintage cameras that we use to shoot our B-roll stuff, and we've got this couch. Now, not only is this a cool French looking couch, but it actually folds into a bed. So all of you guys that say, hey Dylan, I want to come around to Australia, well, now you've got a place to say, stay, slay, stay. Yeah, stay. But the cool thing is, while you're sleeping in bed, you can actually add a movie projector. And the cool thing is, it's connected to the surround sound, so it's like a full-on movie experience. So this is a bloody popcorn. So yeah, it's pretty epic, hey. So this is probably one of the most important features of the whole shipping container. This is the power station. Now we have a solar panel on the roof. All the energy comes through the roof into the storage container, and then boom, feeds into this battery. I've got all this wired up for all the USB points around here, lights, and this epic head unit. We actually have all these speakers in the roof, so we have surround sound in here, so you can listen to Black Sabbath full blast. And a little secret is, I've actually run wires to the roof of the container, where we're gonna have speakers outside, so if you're building ramps, mountain boarding outside, you can listen to Sabbath full ball. Speaking of Sabbath, this is not Black Sabbath. This is an Iron Maiden skateboard here by Zero. It's one of my favorite boards, and it's a bit windy. Down here we've got a signed Andrew Reynolds limited edition board, Subtle Flex. Over here, I've got this awesome pegboard by Racket. This is where I keep the boards in riding, hang them up. Got a few skateboards, Cruiser, new board. And over here is where we work on all the mountain boards. We've got all my tools set up on this pegboard. I mean, I haven't had a workbench in years because I've been living like a gypsy, but it's so nice to be able to come in here and just have all the tools on the wall. I don't have to search for anything. I just grab something off the wall, fix whatever, put it back, boom. Even got some drill bits, got all the screws, bolts over here, just at arm's reach. Got a lot of stuff here. This is actually was a really cool buy. This is like a little magnet strip, super handy. And yeah, I just treated myself to some fancy Allen keys, so that's very cool. But I now have storage everywhere for all of my junk, all of my mountain board stuff. So these Racket overhead containers are epic. These are actually on wheels too, so I can slide these out, work on stuff, slide it back in. But at the moment, I've got a bunch of paint stuff in here, more random tools. Keep my power tools in here. They all lock up. So if you're thinking to come and steal them, they're all locked up, so sucked in. Over this side, this is more like the woodworking area. Same sort of thing. These are on wheels too, which is super handy because you just clip these up. This is a Racket workbench, another epic design. I like to slide this out into the middle and then bring the saw over, and then I can cut full lengths of plywood sheets, which is really handy. And then boom, clip it back in, slide it back in, and then Bob's your uncle really at that point. Clip it down. Got some epic prints here, some of my favorite bands. Got more overhead storage here, which is super handy. And this is pretty cool. I got a bunch of these little light bars. so you can obviously see what you're working on. But the thing is, they're magnets, so you can just put these things anywhere, and then you could have lighting for videos, or you can whatever. This is pretty cool. These are some vintage flags I picked up recently. These are all from mountains around Australia. And over here is something I'm very proud of. These are some original MBS mountain boards that are probably 25 years old, maybe less. But all original, all in the same packaging, so don't worry, they're not going to get ruined in the workshop. But if you spin around, Trav, have a look in there. It looks pretty epic. I'm pretty stoked on it. I mean, considering what it used to look like, which is this, and now it looks like this, I mean, it's pretty much a house. It's ridiculous. And it's pretty well insulated too, so it's pretty comfortable to sleep in there, work in there, do whatever. But if you come out here, T-Rave, now I've kept this relatively quiet. The idea behind this property is I'm going to build a mountain board training facility, sort of like a place where I can film videos. And the shipping container is the first part of it, because I'm actually going to build several roll-ins off the top of the shipping container. I'm going to be building a lot of stuff here, both mountain boarding, and we have another shipping container down the back, which is going to be another special project that I'm very excited about. But coming up, I'm going to be doing a massive trip in Lemmy the van, doing a lot more camp mountain board videos, so make sure you hit subscribe. Thank you so much for supporting. I'll see you next time on the hill.